Go.
Oh,
Why
that's
are you
right. I have to
afraid?
post. I have
There's
to
nothing
post
to be afraid
linkies.
of.
I forget that I'm in charge.
I think we're live.
Have
go
to
live?
We're
post
still live.
linkies.
No,
Just-
there's no
It's-
warning for live. You just go live.
It
That's
becomes
the
always
so
just go
long
live.
since we've
I
done this
said,
that I
are we
forget.
good to go? And everybody was like, yeah, let's go.
yeah. And I know
Well-
the rules. You just go live after that.
I'm not used to doing like a countdown or anything like that. I'm so sorry.
You don't have to. There's no countdown required. I just
Wow.
forget that I have like administrative responsibilities.
The other channel where I mostly stream, the goal is to go live while someone is talking in the middle of something.
I
else
hate it when you do
Usually-
that. I hate it so much.
It's usually while
Why?
ranting.
What?
It's just a little bonus content.
I
Just a
mean,
little
now
bonus
that I
content.
know that it happens and I'm used to it, it's fine. But like the first time, I was like, my autistic ass is just like, what?
It was a shock for me on my first LFTA
What?
show as well. It was.
Well, now it's sounding really problematic.
It's not
When you describe it
problematic.
like
It's
this.
just a surprise. I think the going live on that is where the fucking fanfiction bit came from.
Yes, I am
It
confident that that is the
absolutely
case.
is.
I am confident that that is
Can
true.
confirm.
All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome on into God Complex. It's been a while, but we're
It's
back.
been a while.
It's been a while. Stained, not. I always think it's Creed. It's not Creed. It's Stained.
Oh God,
But anyway,
Creed.
It's like some
All right,
classic
now-
music right there.
hold on.
Hold on. Some of us broke out in unison into song this weekend.
We're
Creed
old.
fucks. Some Creed
Listen.
fucks.
Okay, some. I will give you some.
Sure. But this is God Complex, and it's God, it's been such a long time. JT, is it your turn to talk about stuff now, or how do we do this?
Beats me.
Talk about your channel.
Hi, I'm JT. I am Entropy. This is my Emporium. That's just a new line. I'm
I actually
beta
dug that.
testing.
I dug that
I
a
think
lot.
I think it's
Yeah.
good. I think it's good.
Mix entropy.
This is my channel, technically in name only. And we have a couple of quick announcements to get through before we introduce the players and the GM. The first and most important is that Entropy Emporium is, as always, raising money for Palestine Children's Relief Fund. There's a lot of shit going on, and I am more than tempted to just get like a whole list of Tiltify links so you can pick your cause at this point. But for now, Palestine Children's Relief Fund is our thing. That is an ongoing charity drive that we are doing, among other things. None of us are free until we're all free. The second and less important thing, while I go and copy the link presciently, definitely not right this instant, is that we have a Discord server if you like what we do, if you like seeing us nerd out, and if you want to see other people go absolutely feral for their characters, which they are doing at increased numbers since the release of Hard Eyes, come and hang out on our Discord server. We are a very welcoming bunch. We like talking nerd stuff, and we would love to have you if you are interested. With that being said, I'm going to shuck it back over to Will to decide the order in which things are done from here.
I can confirm the ferality of the Entropy Emporium Discord anecdotally real quick, because I was trying to scroll back to find the last time or the original time we were supposed to play this episode, where I said that I'm going to make somebody eclipse. And I scrolled for a long time and was like, I must have passed it by now. And then I looked at the dates and it was last week. So it's been busy.
You know,
And
you
that
can
was-
just keyword search.
I thought about it, but I was like, how far back could I have to scroll? Like, it's probably just faster to scroll. But
It's like an archaeological dig in there.
it was just the entropy content channel too. Yeah, let's go around and do our introduction. This is God Complex. I should probably say that first. This is a Girl by Moonlight game about making the corpses of dead gods into mech suits and fighting space kaiju, and sometimes weirder things at the end of time. And with all of that being said, I think we should probably get into our character introductions. We are short one Izzy, unfortunately, this evening. They are missed. Send them love and vibes. But the rest of us are down to clown and here to fear. Cass,
Don't put that evil on me.
I don't like clowns. I'm never
sorry.
down to clown.
Don't.
Some people
ICP.
really like clowns.
I'm
true.
not one of those people.
It's true. Is it out of pocket if I
Probably.
say that always surprises me because I feel like you have a little bit of juggalo energy, Cass?
I will admit that several of my friends in middle school were juggalos, and that is partially where the fear of clowns comes from.
That's fair. That's fair.
When your
That's
friends show up outside your house when you live in the middle of the woods in full juggalo makeup at 2:00 in the morning.
fair. That is fair. That is fair. Very unreasonable. Cass, would you like to introduce your character?
What a way to introduce my character. Hi, I'm Cass, better known as Yoda or Yoda Almighty. I am playing Ahti for now. It says Troyan on the screen, but Ahti's there. Don't worry about it. Things are fine. Things are totally fine. I got tortured last time we were here. I have not forgotten that.
Glad. Me neither.
Okay.
Next would be JT.
Hello, I'm JT. My pronouns are they, them. I will be playing Cogs, call sign Carmente. Nothing interesting ever happens to them.
Interesting. Logan.
I did the opposite. I
I
muted
was gonna
myself when I
say.
was words are hard, so are buttons. You know when you need it. Anyway, hello. My name is Logan, formerly known as Logan the GM. I have thrown off my shackles. I no longer shall master anyone, except for myself. Anyway, but you can catch me now as Hollow Orange anywhere on the internet. Hollow either Orange is one word, Hollow Orange one word, or Hollow _Orange, just depending on availabilities of handles and all that fun stuff. You can catch me on Blue Sky, all that fun stuff. And tonight I will be playing Roswell Chief Garm, the dad of the group. That was partially by accident, partially because I'm the Guardian, and my playbook really wants me to keep others alive.
Which is a pretty tall order with this particular group.
You said that we're gonna, someone's gonna eclipse, and I know, Cass wants it to be Ahti, but I also want to eclipse.
There's plenty of room. Let's all eclipse.
I said it could be more than one of us.
It's just a treat.
Everybody look under your chairs.
Yeah. It's bees.
You get an eclipse, and you get an eclipse.
Oh my goodness.
Jen, that brings us to you.
Oh, me. I'm
Yeah.
next. Hold on. I'm pulling up the sheet.
Oh, I should do
Thanks.
that also.
So I was like, right. I have a character sheet. I'm Jen /Youngles on the internet. And I'm playing Grace /call sign Carrot. Both she, they pronouns. And I see dead people. So that's what I'm up to today.
Occasion, that is true. On occasion, that is true. All right. Well, I'm Will. And I'm your storyteller for this game. And I think with all of that being said, I'm playing everybody else, which in this case means that we should probably dive on into it because we've got some pretty important notes that we left off on last time on God Complex. We left off when you all had been sent out on a mission, somewhat against the Citadel Fleet's better judgment, to investigate a mysterious signal, one that you were told read as Leviathan energy, but was contained on a much smaller scale than anything that they had sensed before. This gave them pause, and they had a lot of questions. And so you were dispatched, the 5 of you, to investigate. And upon arriving on this ruined, dead world, long since drained of any of its life energy by the Leviathans and their 100 years conquest of the known living solar system, universe, you found very little. Until, Chief, your sensors picked up a form, an object, on your radar. Very close by, but again, very small by the standards of space. Something roughly the same size as your engine. And upon looking and examining, you found a vaguely humanoid form descending from on high, covered in this shifting mass of inky blackness, pockmarked and dented plates made out of some substance. You're not sure whether it's metallic or chitinous, with these long, extended, bony wings, tatters hanging from them, and in long-fingered, clawed hands, clutching a twisted, dark blade of some kind, nearly the same size as themselves. Most notably, entirely missing a head, with only a stump remaining where the head would be. And your comms crackled to life, strangely, and a rasping voice said, "I wondered how long it would be before we saw each other again." And that was where we left off. So I would ask all of you, I will remind all of you that you started this mission at risky position, which might be one of the reasons that it kind of has the drop on you. But if there's something that any of you would like to do, you all heard that voice crackle across your comms. What do you do with that information?
I don't remember if we asked or we had a chance to ask. Does it look familiar in any way?
No.
Okay, just had to check.
No, it does not.
Can I use one of my gather information things, or can I try to gather information?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Gather information. I mean, the investigation thing is not normally. It's normally a downtime action, but yeah, I'm open to it.
I'm not trying to advance the investigation track.
Right,
I'm
right.
trying to figure out, because I have one of my questions.
Mhm.
And I think I know you can either do it as like they call it a fortune roll, but you could also use an applicable, well, no, it won't really matter. Okay, it's the same if I try to use a certain skill or not. It's going to be 1d6
Okay.
to determine how many dice I can use, or how many questions I can ask.
All right,
So-
I'm down. Yeah.
Okay, I got a 3.
So is that 1 or none?
See, I think it's 1. I asked you to do a thing, and I didn't have the answers to what happens if I do the thing.
It's all good. I'll let you ask a question. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you ask a question on 3.
Okay, so one of my questions, I'm being very pointed here, is
Uh-huh.
who will my foe try to single out?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is hard for you to know. I'm going to say that because it's a 3, I'm going to give you 2 answers.
Okay.
It's closest to you.
Mhm.
The obvious choice is Tolu.
I think in response to that, can I... Ooh. I'm going to activate some subroutines in A&W and yell on the comms to say, "Get out of here!" at Tualu's mech
Mhm.
to try and get her safe from whatever this thing is going to do. Action wise, I don't know what I could do that like directly aligns with that. Maybe empathize.
Okay. To get Tolu to leave, basically.
To warn Tolu.
To warn Tolu. Yeah, let's call it.
I don't know if that's a direct action or I don't know, but like.
I'm gonna say it's not a direct action because you're telling Tolu what to do. You're giving Tolu an order, which is your prerogative as the wing commander. So that makes total sense. The question is, what follows? And to answer that question, Tolu is going to start navigating away. You see Ocean, their mech, their engine, start to move in place to get a clear trajectory off world, essentially, to get away from this thing. And as they start to do that, this creature, whatever it is, this thing, whatever's in front of you, just sort of blurs in your vision of it and then reappears directly in front of Ocean, blocking their path, blocking Tolu's path away from you all. And again, across all of your comms, you hear that burst and that voice that says, we were talking. Stick around. And then they reverse the grip on that massive sword and slam it straight into Ocean's torso. You see the blade erupt out the back of Ocean, and they let go of it. They let go of their blade and just leave it there. Ocean is just kind of left floating in the air. You see the connection on your light boards. You see the connection between you all and Tolu go dark. They are left sort of drifting there in the darkness. And I think as they let go of that blade and turn back to look at all of you, you see that inky darkness that made up the substance of their blade start to spread over the surface of Ocean.
Team, we need to react.
Grace is going to immediately try to go get Ocean. I imagine Grace assumes that Ahti is gonna go for the monster, so I'm gonna go for Tolu.
I think Ahti, first instinct is to get the black goop off of Ocean because hey, that's my deal.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing Grace will go for the monster instead.
Okay. I love that. Why is this not doing what I want it to do? Okay, well, I'm doing it manually. It's fine. Sorry. Okay, cool. So I've heard a couple actions, and those all make so much sense to me. Are any of you transcending?
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Then I need you to make some rolls. So Grace, you were going to try to get Bumblebee. You're going to try to go get Ocean. What do you want to roll for that?
I was gonna roll. I was thinking. I kind of want to argue defy, but I don't have anything in that. But I want to argue it because Grace does not give a fuck what anybody wants them to do right now because their best friend is in that goddamn mech. So
yeah. I do think that makes sense. Yeah. And that I think you're going to be rolling. Well, if you don't have anything in it, it's 2d6 and you take the lower of the two.
Okay, right. I need to find 2d6. Just dump on my dice. Ooh. The lower of the two is a 2.
Okay. So that is going to be a fail. You can, yeah, that is going to be a fail. You can do things like spend links and take stress and things like that to give yourself dice, but unfortunately, you have to do those things before you roll, I believe. Yeah, great. Okay, so you go to try to intercept Ocean, and this thing is going to once again do that kind of like blur of motion. The skeletal wings kind of fly out behind its back and come around in front of it to like block its face temporarily, and that motion it coincides with it just sort of like blurring out of existence for a second, and then Grace, you have an uninterrupted path to Ocean, except that your as you get close to them, your proximity alerts within your cockpit start blaring as the rest of you see this thing appear behind Grace, and it is going to try to it's gonna rake its hands, these like long bony clawed fingers across your back.
Before anything too horrible happens,
Ow.
Yeah.
can I use the
Oh,
teamwork action to protect the teammate where I suffer any consequences for my teammate?
Yes, absolutely, you can.
Chief. Logan.
Hey, I have an ability. You don't have to feel it. I reduce all penalties of harm by 1 level.
Yep.
So if anyone should do it,
What's your
It's
stress
this guy.
track at?
my stress? Don't worry, I'll take the harm over the stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just 4 stress will make me eclipse, but you know.
It's same.
So
Someone else is at 2.
so I'm picturing it as this headless monstrosity just pops up behind Grace, and I go, "Fuck, not today!" and just rush A and W between the two of them.
Yeah, no, I absolutely I love that. Is this a use of teamwork that you have to roll for, or is this a guardian ability?
Teamwork just says in the book that you do it. You just
Okay.
take the harm for someone.
Cool. Yeah, I'm
if-
totally down for that.
In the, just like for a quick reference for anyone, and on page 223 of the book, there's like a quick guide, and teamwork, protect, face danger on behalf of a teammate, step in to suffer consequences in their place.
Right. Yeah, I always forget that this page exists. That's perfect. Yeah. All right. Awesome. So yeah, you can step in to suffer a consequence in their place. It is going to be harm. So I think you are going to take. We'll say 2 harm is what's on the table currently.
Okay, so a level 2 harm.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll treat that as a level 1 harm. Just
Right.
so.
And you do have armor that you could spend on that if
That's
you want,
true.
but that's up to you.
You know what? I'm going to, because it's a resource that should be used.
That's
I'll
true.
use my armor. Well,
Do you have to
no,
be
sorry.
transcended?
I have to be transcended. I don't have my
Yeah.
special armor yet. So I will. That's what I'm shooting for, but I don't have my special armor yet. So no, I guess I'll just take the harm. What do you want to call
Okay.
that harm?
I'm gonna call that. We'll just call it like wounded. It's just kind of slashing with those bony fingers that end in these like clawed tips.
Okay.
You interpose yourself. Grace, you feel like the weight of A&W slam into your back as Chief interposes himself and his engine in between you and this thing. Who would like to do a thing next?
I
Yes,
would like to go.
Ati.
I would like to get up behind it and hide. I want to try and conceal myself in all of that motion, where I can get up behind it and hide to set people up to where I can help anybody who tries to attack it by maybe pinning it down some way.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I am totally fine with that. What action roll would you like to roll for that?
A conceal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you want to spend stress or anything?
Yeah. I want it to work.
Okay.
How much stress do I need to spend?
It is 2 stress per die, per bonus die. Well, you take 2 stress and you get a bonus die. I don't believe you can take 4 stress to get 2 bonus die.
No, because if I
You
take
can
4 stress, I'm gonna eclipse. We're not doing
Sure.
that yet. Okay, we're just gonna. I believe I get 3 because it's like 1. Was it 1 for stars and then 1 for the conceal? Is that how? It's been a minute. Brain forgot how to play this game.
You just have access to the first 2 ratings unless you're transcended, which you are not currently.
Okay, so
Um,
just 2 dice.
So for conceal, you have 1 die, and then the bonus from your
Plus.
stress. Yes, so 2.
Please. I rolled 2 ones.
Yeah.
Fuck these dice. Fuck all my dice that have rolled ones already.
No, I think this is very, very wonderful. You move to get into place behind this thing, Ati. Are you doing like you're Ati right now? Are you doing what's your affect? Are you doing like an anime scream? Are you like kind of a silent deadly hunter?
Hold on, my headphones just disconnected. Why did my headphones just
Oh
disconnect?
no, the timing.
That's weird. Hold on. Why the fuck did they just disconnect? So, hold on, guys.
It do be like
I wanna
that
say
sometimes.
something.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna keep talking. Both because that's my job and to give you something to listen to. Assuming that they are reconnecting. No, maybe. Any
Bueller.
luck? Bueller.
Oh,
JT, that's from a movie called Ferris Bueller's
I've seen
Day Off.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Leave me alone.
I'm back. I
wasn't
can
sure.
hear.
Okay, you're back.
Yay!
Yay! All right, awesome.
Don't know why they disconnected.
That's all right.
Cass, they're making
you've
fun of
seen-
me.
Okay, well, I have you seen
I've
it?
seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I've seen.
I'm proud
So
of
there's
you.
this theory
Anyway.
that it's
Quit.
actually all
I
a dream.
quit.
You know, fair. Cameron was having a bad day. Anyway, okay, so there's no anime scream. It's like Ati just becomes a puddle of venom goo and is trying to scoot across the surface of this moon planet thing and is going to pop up behind.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that doesn't work out well based on my double ones.
You do pop up behind, but for anyone else who is noticing it, and you have kind of a sympathetic link. I mean, you kind of are your engine right now.
Yeah.
So you feel, I think, just a searing, burning pain as you look down and you see that you formed and appeared behind this thing, and this long, sinuous, bony tail that ends in a serrated blade has kind of emerged out of this thing's, like the base of this thing's spine, out of nowhere, and just sort of erupted out the back end of Ati, which is probably less serious than the sword going through ocean, considering that you are kind of a goo mech, but it still hurts and it still happens. And the rest of you just see this bladed tail explode out of the back of Ati as well as you try to sneak up on it.
Ati wraps her hands around it and is like, damn, buy me dinner first.
But that is going to be 2 harm unless you want to resist it. Or sorry, no, you can't resist harm. You can do stress, right?
You can resist
Yeah.
harm to reduce the harm,
Right.
Can I
but you still take the stress.
Right.
explain to me if this is how this works? I have 3 links on Troyan. I
Mhm.
spend a link, they ignore 1 harm tag. Does that just reduce the level of harm?
So that's like per action. So the different harm tags have different consequences. So like you get -1 die for level 2 harm. Your effect is reduced. So if you spend a link, they ignore the harm tag for like whatever they're about to do.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't mind me then.
But
Fine.
yeah. in this moment, you are looking down the barrel of some harm, which you can try to resist if you want to.
I'm good. I'll take
You
it.
can resist if you want to. Sorry.
You just take it.
Leave the harm behind. I'm gonna take it
Okay, all right.
because it's just harm, not stress,
Right. If you tried to resist it, there would be stress. But
and that's why I'm not gonna resist it.
oh yeah, all right, cool.
I'm not trying to eclipse. I think it might happen.
That is fair. Cogs, you have not had the opportunity to do a thing yet. Oh, sorry. The let's say, we'll just call it stabbed.
What I wrote
Impaled
down.
is technically level 3 harm, so we'll call it stabbed.
I wrote stabbed on
Alright.
levels 1 and 2. I had a feeling.
Did you already have level 1?
No. Is it- so
I
which
think you
one?
just take.
It goes into the 2 box. They don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They don't stack. I got you.
Yeah,
I
you can still
understand.
take level 1 harm if you have level 2 harm, which is good. But yes, you are stabbed at level 2. Cogs, yeah, what are you doing?
I think, despite knowing this team as well as Cogs does, they're still shocked how impulsive everyone is. And so all of this has happened, and they're like, I guess we're getting to work. No one has given any orders, and one of us is like already down. So they're going to... Carmente is going to take the clock hands off of their mecha's blades and is just going to run this thing down.
Okay, awesome.
Basically try to engage it so it won't attempt to engage on anyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So then you are gonna give me an action roll of some kind. Are you transcending before you do this?
I haven't decided if Cogs feels comfortable doing that yet. I think they feel like they have to at this point. Just because of the almost instantaneously dire result of everything. So I do think it is like right as they kick off, they are going to try to transcend, but for a moment it's like clicking a lighter with no success.
Yeah, you can't quite get there.
Before all of their timelines sort of begin to start to melt into their mech as it is when they transcend.
Okay.
And I'd like to offer you flow. I would try to argue analyze, but they are not doing analyze in this moment.
Yeah, I would agree. Flow does make sense. How many dice is that?
That's just one. That's why I
Okay.
transcended.
Could push yourself. Could spend some stress.
Fortunately, if I do that, I eclipse instantly. Well, I still roll for it. But
No, you still have a chance to
Yeah.
stop it.
And someone could spend a link to prevent that if it's 4 or 5 on that. So,
I don't think I can.
all right.
I'm scared of eclipse Cogs.
If anybody has a Cogs link, they could also spend that to give Cogs a bonus die, but I don't know if there are any of those floating around.
What
from
if I
our-
have an anti-Vorta link?
Yeah. This is
If I
this is an
gooed
Antivorta
anti-Vorta,
thing.
so yeah.
You could do that.
I'll spend that, sure.
Okay. All right. So then you get an extra die.
Outstanding. That is a 4 and a 5. Or 5.
All right. 5 is mixed, but it's good. You do it. There is a consequence. And I'm gonna say that you are. You're not gonna take any harm. You're not gonna take any consequences. You are getting its attention, but I think having its sole focus is moving you to a desperate position, because you swing in with these like clock blades, these like hands of the clock blades that you've described, and it has the two long claw tipped hands, the bony fingers, that it catches each one of your clock blades in, and it's holding them, so it can't really attack you right now, but you have its like full attention basically, and that's going to leave you desperate when we come back around to you. Everyone else is still at risky. We might also be able to give you a better position because Cogs is holding its attention. Does anyone want to do a thing?
I want to. I really realized this playbook wants me to use teamwork actions, so I'm gonna do that. So specifically, what I want to do is I'm gonna transcend. So you see the Ankh on A&W's back like glow out, and there's this like kind of aura of an Ankh that is just glowing around him, golden and silver eyes from your respective head like flashing, and he goes, okay guys, I don't know what the hell this thing is, but we need to focus. Everyone report, and I want to lead a group action, so everyone can join me because you're all here, and I want to perceive, look and see, get to find the true nature of whatever this thing is. How is it getting the better of us? For everyone who wants to help me, there's no penalties if you help me. You can also roll a perceive die with me. Roll whatever you have. We will use the best die.
You are so lucky I transcended.
So
if I'm not transcended, do I still get one dice?
What do you have in perceive?
I have a doot, but I only have it if I'm transcended.
You use whatever you have. So if you don't have it, if you're not transcended, you can't use it.
Okay, just checking.
I do like that you didn't tell them the downside.
No, don't worry about the downside.
What's the downside, Logan?
We're all worried about the downside.
Logan?
I'm not doing it. I'm going after Tolu still.
That's fine.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So if everyone would please join me who wants to roll a perceive and tell me what you get.
You just told me I couldn't.
Woo! 6.
You can do it. You just don't have transcendent die in it.
Oh.
Yep.
So you just do d6, the lower.
I got a 4.
Oh,
Wait, hold
hell
on.
yeah.
2d6. Hold on.
2d6.
I got a 5. I got a 5.
Hell yeah.
All right.
So even taking that lower 4, I got 2 5s as well, but Cogs got a 6.
Incredible.
So
On one day.
hell yeah. First of all, we do it. Love it. Second of all, no downsides because we didn't get a 1 through 3.
For every 1 through 3 that's rolled, regardless of who it is, the leader takes a stress.
I take it back. We all rolled 4 1s.
Incredible. All right, yeah. So you go all in on perceiving this thing and trying to understand what this thing is, and all of you are kind of mapping your systems together. I'm imagining. Is that what you're picturing, Logan?
Yep. I am effectively I'm the lead of the team, but my mech is not like a striker or anything like that. It is, for all intents purposes, it is data collection. So I'm using their senses combined with mine to send information back to everyone else's mechs. So these 4 eyes on my mech are looking everywhere, and they're getting as much info, and I want to learn not only like what it's doing, how it's moving, like I'm trying to find its nature.
Absolutely. And I think with a 6, then and everybody's assistance, your instruments and all of your perceptions bounce back to you and inform you that I think a lot of your suspicions have been correct. This thing is pretty similar to Ahti. There are some differences, like it's not a one-to-one thing. There are some like frequencies and compositional readings that differ from Ahti, but at its core, safe to assume, and I think your readings would also indicate that like somewhere in this thing, you're not sure where, there is a living thing. There is life inside of this thing. It's just you don't know where it is, and it's buried pretty deep under this.
Okay. Having heard that, can I quickly just like send a message to everyone going, pretend what Ahti, how do we kill you?
I will also give one additional piece of information.
Yeah.
I will also give you one additional piece of information. This does not go through your instruments or through your systems or anything like that. This is directly into Ahti's being, directly at some core part of you, somewhere inside of you. It resonates with this ancient, ancestral, dark knowledge. A name.
What? What is the name?
I don't think you need to write it down. The name is the Butcher Angel.
Oh, well, fuck that. Okay.
Wow, that's the title of the
That's
episode.
the name of the episode.
Wow.
Oh, he said the thing. Okay. Then I guess Ahti has time to pop back with, well, this is the Butcher Angel. Well, you gotta butcher the butcher.
I don't know what that
Let me
means.
get
I just know it's like
inside.
you.
Yeah, let me get
Please
inside,
focus
y'all.
up.
Before we get to that, while you all are teaming up on this thing, Grace, you were going to try to help Ocean and Tolu. So yeah, now that this thing's attention is like fully distracted and it's got these 3 other members of your team clustered around it to deal with, you can get close. Again, you see that like the power source of Ocean is it looks like it's down. Communications are down. Safe to assume probably that life support, there are backups and things like that, but it's probably it's not a good situation for Tolu to be in by any means. And because Tolu can't transcend yet, this thing is basically just running off of like its batteries. It's not running off of its own like divine spark the way that the rest of your engines do. And yeah, the blade, you could see where the blade is like coming out the other side with that same inky black substance still sort of spreading over the surface of Ocean, covering that like gold filigree and that like white cloth.
Question.
Yes.
Do we have like fail safes installed into our mech where like I can hook up like life support into that one, or somehow our mechs can make out and I can go in and grab Tolu while like, so that there's like, I mean, I'm assuming we're pretty like snug in there. I have a lot of snack wrappers and shit, but
Right, yeah.
do you know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah, gamer girl mech cockpit. Yeah, absolutely. I get it. So yeah, in theory, something like that would be possible, but I think it would have to be pretty technical. If you were like
Right.
stranded on a planet together and you wanted to network your engine to power Tolu's engine, that would be possible. But here in like the heat of battle, I think that's a pretty tall order.
Right.
I think that there is an eject, right? Like a cockpit eject. It's just not firing, and you don't know whether that's because there's no power or there's no or maybe Tolu's not even conscious. It's hard to say. But you do know that the like core where Tolu operates the engine from is designed to come out. You could, if you feel like the situation merits, you could probably pull it out with your mech.
Okay, so I think Grace would go up to Ocean, assess the situation. Not sure if they should pull out the weird sword thing or even touch the goop if they can help it, because like there's been a lot of conversation about not being allowed to touch any Ate goop.
It's true. And I think even though you weren't in on the group action, you would have still gotten the message from Chief that this thing is like Ahti.
Yeah, so I think that Grace's best option would be to try to eject the cockpit.
Okay. Yeah,
Maybe just
absolutely.
Dungun like carries it for a little bit.
For sure, yeah. You can rip the like kind of chassis cockpit out of Tolu's like breastbone. What do you want to roll for that? What action do you want to call that? And do you want to transcend?
I think I'm going to transcend, and I'm going to use my analyze.
Okay. Yes.
Does that make sense?
That makes total
Because
sense.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to get them out safely. And if it just for flavor, it would be really cool if, like, when the cockpit comes out, there's like the tubes that are attached to it. Dangun can put it on like a backpack, so like pose like like an ocean backpack, right? Like.
Yeah, no, I think that's sick. I think that's awesome. I think some of that is going to come down to the roll. Do you want to remind us what it looks like when you transcend, both for Dangun and for Grace?
I think Grace just gets into that, like, eyes go white, like, very, like, is not here. I think at some point, I mean, there might be some crossover happening in that brain. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And while that's happening, I don't think she even realizes that they're transcending. I think it just like happens almost like, what's that? When did that happen? I can see the scene in my brain. Oh, in Atlantis, when she just like gets taken over or whatever and just does what she needs to do. I think a similar vibe is happening. Dangun transforms into this like, almost like, I would say this time it's a little different because Dangun is such like a piece of who Grace isn't, if that makes sense. That like this time, this transcendence, they're actually in sync, which wasn't as much the case anymore. And Dangun like takes on this like more like majestically tiger type, where like the parts of the stripes in the fur that like were spotty and like rotting are kind of starting to like come together, and you just see like this giant tiger himbo like mech thing with
right, we're going full Tony.
Yeah, pretty much. But like with like a headband around like this, kind of like Rambo style, and very torn shorts, right? Just like full on. Okay, we're just going full on. And he like just starts like very gently, but like you wouldn't think so. You think he'd like just get a little, but like he's gonna just start gently, like being very like methodical about, you know, depending on the role, about like how that's gonna work.
Yeah, no, I love that. Absolutely. Roll analyze with if you have transcendent dots, they apply.
Okay, so then if I have one transcendent dot, like the first purple, how many dice do I roll?
So let's see here.
Go look
For
in my
analyze, so one die,
Okay.
which you have because you are transcended. You would not have it if you were not transcended.
Yeah, I got a one.
Well, all right. You could.
Can I know I should have said it before. I should have
it's okay.
spent my links before, but.
So someone would have to spend links on you.
Oh, okay.
But actually, does
You can.
Tol-
You can. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
No. Sorry. What's up?
I can what?
I was just thinking. You can spend links to recover your own stress. That's the one thing. You can spend your links with someone on yourself. That's one way.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Really? That's cool. Well, I do think in this case, I'm going to say Tolu was not really an active participant in this scene. But I will spend one of Tolu's links because they're only going to last the length of the mission. And I think it does make sense. This is your best friend and you're trying to help them. So I'm going to spend one of those to give you an additional die.
Yes. Please don't fail me. I got another one.
Set those dice on fire.
I know. No more for you.
Boy, oh boy. All right. Well, I was gonna say that because of the all of the
Maybe
efforts.
I just don't get the backpack. Maybe
I
just
was
have
gonna
to
say that because of all of the efforts of your comrades and your friends, this thing is very occupied. So I think you have a controlled position.
Okay.
I think that you are in pretty good shape here. So I think that I think that it becomes clear to you as you are trying to perform this delicate operation. You can keep trying and risk damaging something, or you can stop and just like, it's one of those things where you might be able to pull it off if you keep trying, or you might make things worse because you are concerned that you might rupture what remains of Tolu's safe, life support system.
Right. I think Grace is going to stop and then just start panicking over comms. Like, I can't get her out. Like, we need to do something.
Most of you hear that message.
Someone distracted. Let me get inside it. And
It is-
I've got it.
It is pretty
Okay.
distracted at the moment.
Yeah.
And you are impaled on it as well, so you got that going for you.
I do, but it's inside me and I'm not the other way around yet.
It's true.
Somebody's got to help Grace get Tolu. I don't want to do anything until that happens.
I mean, that might not be available at the moment. It kind of depends on Chief, because if you're trying to stab this thing and Cogs is keeping it busy.
I didn't say I was going to stab it. I said I
You
was
said you were
going
going
to
to try to get inside it. That's my mistake, I guess.
I've already gone this round, so to speak. So
Yeah.
I don't want to jump in if someone has an action they want to do. Otherwise, I can keep doing things.
Okay.
Like this game doesn't have a
Right, exactly.
a turn order. So
I think we're pretty top of the round at this point, aren't we?
Yeah.
I like to use the spotlight mechanic that Matt's talk about. It's not a mechanic at all. It's basically just like, it doesn't really matter what order things happen in. If somebody has a thing that they want to do and they want the spotlight, then I will put the spotlight on you, and other people, if you're still thinking about it, then you can also grab the spotlight whenever you want.
okay.
I think Ati would be like, someone hold it down.
Right.
and
And
like,
then
yeah, it's being held down effectively, right? Cogs is-
Yeah, I mean, it's holding on to
dancing.
Cog's blades.
Okay. Then I will, again, because this playbook really wants to work with the teamwork mechanic. I think here's what I'm gonna do, because this is pretty easy. I'm just gonna set up, which means I'm gonna give Ati an extra die if I succeed. Or +1 effect or improved position, excuse me. So it actually means no matter what you will roll, if I succeed, Cass, you will at least go up an effect. So a
Okay.
failure could become a success.
Okay.
And I think the most logical thing for that, honestly, has been the same thing that I've been doing a lot of the time in this game, and like that's like perceive. But I could also depending on how you want to see it, I could also do analyze. Like, am I like setting up, or am I looking? Or actually, you know what? I could do defy. I could do my own violence.
Yes, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm fine with any of those, I will say.
I want to do my own violence.
Alright.
So I'm going to set you up. I take out my wrench, and I am going to basically slap the hell out of it to try and stun the butcher angel, so you can just get your shot in. It's not doing a lot of damage because it's a wrench. It's not an actual weapon. And I'm going to push myself to get more to stress. Don't look at me like that. I only have one die in defy, so I just really want it to work. And none of my abilities really push that one way or another. Funny. Oh, good thing I did. I got a 6. 6 and a 3.
Hell yeah.
Fucking yippee.
All right, awesome. Cool. So then, yeah, you achieve your action, and you were basically smacking the hell out of this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a solid hit. It seems like, even though it somehow knew that Ati was coming up behind it, and it manifested that tail out of nowhere to stab it, it becomes clear to you in this moment that this thing does have limits as far as its like ability to process and react to things, because with everything that's going on all around it, you are able to get in a good solid hit with your like wrench staff thing. and you're not sure exactly how much it's damaged by it, but Ati, your follow-up gets a +1 effect or additional position, or improved position rather, which
You're
is kind
muted.
of an alley-oop. Yeah, I think you're muted.
I forgot I was muted. Yeah, go.
Well, I was gonna say, can I, while this is happening, like probably after
Yes,
that happens,
yeah.
and when Grace starts seeing Ati go over to like start coming towards me,
Mhm.
can I use my beacon ability because I'm transcendent?
For sure you can.
And
I
that-
don't remember.
Once per transcendence, I may uplift my allies with a speech or song, and then it counts as spending a link on each ally that can hear me, and then they can choose which link effect to use.
Ooh.
So I think Grace would do that if it's okay, just by like talking about the friendship that they had, and like just going through like I can't lose them, like I give them tots every day, like I'll never eat tots again. You have no idea like how this is gonna affect me, and just like, and all the things that Tolu has done for everybody, and how we can't leave her behind. Like we have to end it just as a way to kind of.
Yeah, you all hear this over your comms, and whether or not Grace was trying to project this, you all hear it over your comms. The comms are on, the line's open. But when all of you hear it, it's not just one voice. It's like 3 voices overlaid over each other. And that is where the power comes from, the feelings that well up inside of each of you is this like intertwined chorus of voices. So you all 3 of you get to pick a link effect to use in this moment. You can recover 2 stress, you can ignore a harm tag, you can grant a die, or I guess you can be granted a die in this, or you can prevent eclipse on a 4 to 5 result, but nobody is facing eclipse at this exact moment, so
Go recover that stress.
go recover that stress. Could be a good way to use it across the board, but that's up to you all.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
recover
will be
stress.
recovering a stress.
2 stress.
You recover
2
2.
stress.
2 stress.
Yep.
Links are so good for that.
Yeah.
Links are so good for that. Okay. Hearing that, I think Ati is going to become like the oil slick in X-Files and try and shoot into this thing and go for the eyes.
Okay, cool. I dig that. We will get to that.
I'm going to transcend when I do it.
Right, and I do just want to ask, remember to track your transcendent actions.
Yeah.
I think Chief has taken 1. Grace, you might have taken 2. I'm not sure.
One sec, I did want to ask about that,
Yes.
because the way that this series works is if I am leaning into my virtue. Oh wait, nope. I think it's nope. Never mind. It's the impulse. Leaning into the impulse does that.
Yeah, it's the impulse.
Yeah, well,
Virtue gives you an extra die, but
that's true. That's
yeah.
true. I should have got. I thought what I did was clever. I should have gotten an extra die, but we got a 6 anyway, so that's not a big deal.
Absolutely, and yes. So all good. But I think Grace has taken 2
Yeah.
transcendent actions. All right, cool. So yes. Perfect. Ati, you are trying to venom your way into this thing.
Yep.
I just
Yep,
watched
I
the
am.
last movie last night.
I need to watch it.
It's fine.
Yeah, I figured it might be.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you were going full liquid, and do you want to describe your transcendence?
Yeah, I think that the non-Newtonian fluid aspect of Ati just becomes, because I'm trying to use flow for this, I essentially becomes essentially as wide as Troyan's shoulders. That's the width and of what you see, and just becomes this goo that tries to sink into this thing.
Okay.
And goes for the eyes and the mouth and other.
Doesn't have
I
those
have no
things.
better. Yeah, it doesn't have those things, but like goes for, like weak spots. So it's been hit in the chest. It's been
there are gaps in its
like-
armor. Yeah.
Yeah, orifices. I didn't want to say the word, but
I'm not sure it has those either, but we don't need to go into it. There are gaps in the armor. There are ways you can get into it.
So, and I have I have a purple check mark. So I have 1 dice, and then did I get something extra from? Did I get another dice from?
I
Chief?
don't believe so. You
I just get a better position.
Yeah, better position
Okay.
or effect.
All right, I'm gonna burn the 2 stress that I just gained back to give myself an extra dice.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Please do not roll 2 fucking ones. I rolled 2 ones.
This
Incredible.
isn't like
Completely
statistically.
different dice. This is
Statistically.
payback from that one
One
session
in, it's
where I
one
rolled
in
like double
36
sixes.
twice. It's about
Okay.
1 in 1296, I think, give or take a hand
Yeah.
sandwich.
But this is a fail, but because you get improved effect, it can become a mixed success.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I think 2 ones is like a critical.
There is no
fail,
critical fail material.
There is no critical
There's
fail?
no
Okay,
critical
good.
fail.
but good. All right, then it becomes a mixed success.
Yes.
So you can do it, but there is a consequence. And I think the So I think the consequence that you are going to be facing in this particular instance is that you get into this thing's internal workings under that like hard sort of chitinous armor,
Mm-hmm.
and you are sort of wrestling. Your goo
Gotcha.
is wrestling, for lack of a better phrase, which is an unfortunate thing to say, but in this particular case, is accurate, I think. Yeah, I think that's gonna put you also in a worse position unless you you know what? I'm gonna start a clock.
Oh, fuck me running.
I'm gonna start a
Okay.
clock. You can try to resist the consequence if you want. That just has the possibility of you taking more stress. But I'm gonna start a clock, unless you want to try to resist the consequence.
Brisket for the biscuit for 1 turn. Let's go.
All right. Amazing. So, yes, that is happening. So you see, all of you kind of see Achi go more liquidy. That tail blade kind of just like empty space now as as they go full liquid and kind of like surge over the surface area of this headless winged creature being thing. And I think you can all see there's a struggle taking place. Like parts of it sometimes like bulge out a little bit and then retract and in a different place. Same thing. And yeah, it's still engrossed in this. I mean, it's still kind of holding your blades at bay, JT, which would bring me, I think, probably to you, asking, what do you want to do? Do you just want to? You good where you are? Or do you want to try to do something else?
It's a tough one. I think Ati being intermingled with this thing does complicate things a bit, because Gogs's whole plan right now is just cut this thing so that it doesn't hurt anyone else.
Do it. I'm telling you, do it.
But
I'm telling you, do it.
But
my
it's up to
friends, my friends in there.
Yeah.
I think Cogs would probably take the moment to just watch and see if there was a chance to strike at this thing's whatever the center of mass of this thing seems to be, because that's where they're assuming the piloting entity is.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm wondering if that might be a setup as well. Though it sounds like more of
It could
a
be set up.
Sounds like more. It sounds like you're kind of trying to set yourself up here.
Just gather information. Just have it a gander.
Yeah, that could work. That could work. What do you want to roll for it? Let's do that.
Well, I want to roll analyze because that's
I think that makes sense for the action that we're trying to do. Did you transcend? You did transcend. You were the first to transcend.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have the clock blades. And yeah, you can do that. Roll analyze.
Thank God for 2 dice. That's a 6 and a 1.
Hell yeah. All right, perfect. Yeah, so you do it. Yeah, you analyze this thing, and with all the information that you were able to gather earlier, I think that you can get a read on the life signs, as weak as they are, from inside this thing. The problem seems to be that it is constantly shifting around inside this mass. It's not a fixed point the way that it is, the way that your cockpits are in your engines. But you are tracking it, and you can try to do something with that. Before that happens, any follow-ups to any of the ongoing situations here at work? Trying to remember. Grace, what did you decide to do? You used the harmony song, but
Yeah.
have you decided if you're still trying to get Tolu out, or are you just panicking?
I'm panicking
Which I think is
because
valid.
I don't want to cause worse things to happen.
Okay. All right.
So I'm just panicking on the inside.
Okay. All right. I think that is totally fine. Right now, everybody's rolling really well, so bad things aren't happening at this exact moment.
Oh, why did you say that?
Also not true. Not
Well,
true at all.
This round has been pretty good. Cogs just rolled a 6.
Fox is the only one that has been rolling sixes.
twice. Rolling pretty well.
I also rolled a 1.
That's
Oh,
bad
really?
stuff happening to you. I guess what I'm saying is that I haven't had a justification to put Tolu in more danger.
That's why
in a
I'm
hot
rolling
minute.
anything else.
Sure, no, I get it. At a certain point, though, like, the system is not designed that way. Inaction does not equal safety. At a certain point, I'm gonna have to start doing more stuff.
I tried to help and I rolled 2 1s. What do you
No, I
want me
get
to
it.
do?
I get it. Look, if if everybody gave up when they rolled 2 1s, this fight would be over by now.
You don't have to call me out like that, okay? Jesus.
I will find you, Will. I will find you.
I guess here's my one question for you, Grace. Is this sword is still lodged inside? Are you trying to do anything about that, or
I have
are
a
you...
question for you, actually.
Yeah, do it.
Because I have, how would I use my inseparable? Because it says I can expend my special armor to resist any consequence that would impact my relationship with others within myself or to magically appear from within my allies. Does that protect my relationship with Tolu so I can't accidentally kill her?
I don't know if it's that literal about resisting consequences that would impact your relationships with others. You are correct, technically. Death would impact your relationship with Tolu, but I'm not sure that's what they had in mind.
Okay.
But I do, you know what? I do kind of like that interpretation, and I don't think it's what they meant, but they should have phrased it better if they
Right?
didn't mean for it to be used that way.
Thank you.
So, if you want to expend your special armor,
Yeah.
in this case, and actually, I don't think you need to expend it now, but if you want to try to do the same action you did before or a variation of it,
Yeah.
with that on call, then I'm fine with that.
Okay. This time, it's gonna be the same type, but it's whatever. I'm gonna do flow to try to pull because I've been panicking and doing my spiel, and I think Grace just gets to a point where like numbness just takes over, and she just lets Dangun kind of do its thing. Instead of trying to also be a part of it and control what's happening, and being, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I will give you a counter,
Okay.
which is instead of giving into Dangun, and maybe that is what Grace thinks that she is doing in this moment.
Yes, I like
But I
where you're
think
going with this.
I think you almost feel like another hand over top of yours on like your controls, even though there's nothing there, and a voice that sounds very familiar, that you maybe hear in your ear, or maybe it's in your head, you're not sure, that just says sort of gently, "Let me help." And you can roll. I will also say, you can take 2 stress. You only have 4 marked. You're in a better position than most of the rest of your team to give yourself an extra die on this if you want to.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I will.
go
So I
ahead
can
and-
roll 2 dice, right?
Yes, 2 dice.
I got a 6 and a 2.
That's all you need. That's all you need. You got a 6, and you don't need to spend your special armor. You try again. Your hands are much more steady. Something about like you feel more self-assured. You feel like you're not alone in this situation. You have someone with you, helping you. And this time, when you go to extract the cockpit safely from Ocean, you do it. It goes smoothly. And I think with a 6, yeah, you can absolutely kind of like lash the cockpit to yourself
Yes.
safely via the tubes.
Ocean backpack.
Ocean backpack. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. Whew, I was like,
What a relief. What a relief. Tolu is safe. The goo is still spreading over Ocean from the sword, but you got Tolu, and that is what matters. Who wants the spotlight?
If someone can tell me where the life signs are, I will eat it.
Cogs will happily be broadcasting that information, close
Okay.
as they are. Sword's got to stay in the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you can absolutely share information between yourselves to kind of give Ati the specifics of that. A little strange because you're a little gooey at the moment, and you're simultaneously receiving like a data feed from your teammate. But we don't ask too many questions. There's some
How do I turn radio
Techno-organic.
wave into instinct?
there's some techno-organic stuff happening here. It's fine. It's fine.
Can
Yes.
I do the assist act?
Absolutely,
Action.
you can do the assist action.
Okay, so I'm just making sure I remember. Okay, I'll take 1 stress to give you another die.
Okay.
Hell yeah. You might also suffer consequences from the roll. But
Why do you keep telling them this? Don't tell them the things. I read the
Technically,
things. They don't have to.
At this point, I'm gonna go for 3rd time's the charm of I can't possibly roll double ones again.
Oh, why did you say that? Why did you say
Because
it
I
out
believe in
loud?
myself, Will.
All right.
all
All
of
right.
us are cursing ourselves at this point right now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, so I get a bonus die. I'm transcended. I would like to go for analyze or perceive. I'm trying to find the life signs. I don't know which one makes more sense here.
I will accept either of those, but I think you are taking such direct and violent action that I'm going to put you at a worse position with those 2, or maybe reduce the effect.
What if I did flow again?
Flow is fine. Yeah, flow
Okay.
is a very direct, I'm
Yeah,
doing a thing.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 2 dice.
Yep.
For the love of God, this is the 3rd set of 2d6 I picked up. Six and a 2.
6 and
Hell
a
yeah.
2. We're back. We're so back.
We're back, baby.
That is fantastic.
Okay.
Oh, real quick before we go too far, because I assisted you, you get to mark 1 segment on your recovery clock.
Oh, so I can take.
That's a
can I take
guardian
off the level
thing.
2 harm, or
You have to recover the clock fully to take it down, but
okay,
anytime I
Beautiful.
help you, you just get that.
excellent. I'll take
which-
that. Cool, cool,
which
cool,
is
cool.
on my transcendence. Unless, Will, can I argue that my impulse to be sentimental to my entire team went into effect?
What would that do?
That would mean I don't knock down my Transcendence track. And I get 1 XP.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think that
Hell
makes
yeah.
total sense. Yes.
Yep.
You were nothing if not sentimental towards your team in this moment.
And would my impulse of being calculating have kicked in here? I don't know if it does anything for me right now.
It would mean that you don't have to reduce your Transcendence track. It would mean that you don't have to mark this on your Transcendence track, and I think that is also fair. Yeah,
You also get
Okay.
XP.
Also good
Yes.
XP.
that is true. That is
Okay.
true.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. So, you using the feed from Carmente and using the support from Cypher and using your inherent instinctual knowledge of this thing's biology as it relates to your biology, the struggling kind of starts to subside a tiny bit. And I think that's probably where we should take our break.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Good time. That's a good time for a break.
Yeah, it's a good time for a break. It's about 9:45. So we're going to go away for about 10 minutes. We'll be back. Don't go away. Find out what happens real soon. Stick around.
gosh.
Oh.
Hi. We're on air, so say the thing.
We're
Live on air this
Live
morning.
on
It's a
air.
fine chilly morning here in Boston.
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 You know, I guess I'm not used to saying it because every time I stream, I always have a little preview window so that like I'm like, yeah, everyone can see when we go live. But I guess that's an assumption on my part. All right.
okay.
Well,
Hi, internet. You're pretty
hello,
today.
internet.
Just
Hello,
today, though.
internet.
You
Was
never
anything
know.
happening? Was anything important happening when we took a break or?
Mm,
Yeah, I can just breathe for a second. Like that's
Yes,
nice. The
that is
breathing.
I don't know. Was something happening?
Something was happening, which was that Ati had gone and kind of merged with the Butcher Angel to try to do some stuff, I think, probably. And I'd like to know what it is that you're trying to do. Ati, you had identified where the vital signs from inside of this thing, the quote-unquote pilot, was.
I just
Much like what Grace just did to Tolu, I would like to rip it out.
All right. All right, interesting. What would you like to roll for that?
I'm still transcended.
You are transcendent. I'm gonna let you know right off the bat that this is going to be real fucking hard. So I'm gonna start you at desperate for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I cannot take more stress or I risk eclipsing.
That's rough, buddy.
You what about a poison promise?
Oh boy. Oh
What you got
gosh.
to offer me? What you got?
I mean. All right, give me a sec here. I gotta find. Okay, cool. Here we go. For a poisoned promise.
Because I got no links to burn.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want an extra die?
I would
I'm not
love
gonna
one.
offer you a poison promise on this.
I
Okay.
can burn a link. I've been holding on to these and I don't
Oh,
know.
please, yes. Because I genuinely like. The only like active thing I can do is flow again, unless I drop down and roll Defy or Express. But because I'm transcended, I don't know. I don't remember if I
Yeah.
can.
Well, Cogs does have some Troyan links to spend.
This is true. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Do you want to come up or not?
Oh, Frodo time. He's getting so
Proto time,
big.
proto time.
Look how
He's getting
big.
big.
look at the baby.
He's getting big.
He's so
This has been-
He's so.
This has been really fun recently. We'll see if he's as chill about it as he has been.
Yeah, let's go.
Look at that big baby.
He's gotten so damn big.
He's like,
so damn big.
this is.
He's
He's
like
so
hard.
cute.
He's so happy.
Aww.
Oh my god, you can hear it. It's so loud.
Somebody clip that.
baby.
Oh my god. He's like, okay, let's chill now.
Yeah.
I wish Tater would let me hold him up like that. Tater does not dangle.
None of my three will let me do
Frodo's
that.
pretty
It is,
chill until the violence takes over, like it is right now.
oh, is he
as long as-
biting?
Don't kick.
Oh yeah.
Don't kick me.
God, you gotta let him bunny kick.
No, his claws are crazy.
As someone who has scars from being bunny kicked, it's not fun.
I've
I
been
like
doing
Tater
some
bunny
Googling.
kick.
Someone was like recently. Someone was like, he might be part Bengal, and I did some Googling, and his markings are very Bengali. So hard to say, but his claws are genuinely kind of a problem.
Mhm.
Aww.
All right. He's down. So, I'm not giving you a poison promise, but you do get an extra die from Cog spending a link.
I don't know, guys. Do I give myself yet another extra die and risk eclipsing?
What are you at?
I have.
Or stress.
If I take the 2 stress to give myself an extra die, I hit the mark.
I would hold off.
Okay.
Mostly because, like, once you eclipse, that's when things get real dangerous.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna roll these 2 die. We got Tolu out. That's all that matters. This is just bonus. Oh, thank fucking God.
What'd you get?
5-1.
Oh, sorry. You got noise gated.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. 5 and a 1.
5 and a 1. All right. 5 and a 1. You do it, but there's a
Okay.
consequence.
Yep. It's gonna hurt.
So you are. What does this look like? You are kind of like in this murky darkness that is like you kind of swimming around inside of this thing's.
Yeah.
And you have this like spot of light. This sort of like feel almost like echolocation of a very faint, weak heartbeat.
I feel like I encase however big this entity inside it is in like a Ati cocoon, and then I punch out of its chest or back or whatever's closest and like reform holding this cocoon.
Okay.
If it hurts, it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that it hurts you necessarily. But Ati, and this is an interesting question for you, because you remanifest, pull your arm like you're taking shape, kind of exploding out of the butcher angel as you go, and it is like still hanging there, kind of half formed, but it's similar to sort of what happens when you are not in, when Troyan is not in Ati, right? It kind of like transitions from a liquid state of being to a solid state of being, almost becoming more like a statue, with this big gaping hole kind of coming out of its back between the wings. And Ati, or more specifically, maybe should I say Troyan, you feel from wherever you are, buried inside of Ati, under all of that instinct and intent and bloodlust and just inhuman darkness, a familiar presence. And I'm going to narrate both sides of this for you, Cass, and you can decide what's happening, because Ati, you feel this life, you feel this vital sign that you are holding inside of this cocoon in your literal fist. You feel it separated from its whole, gasping for breath, for life. You feel it now that you've separated it from this whole, struggling to live, to stay alive. You feel the life starting to fade from it. So on the surface, Ati feels this thing dying, and maybe there's some recognition of familiarity. That's up to you, maybe through the shared connection. But Troyan, from wherever you are kind of just swimming in darkness, you feel this presence. You feel this familiar touch. And maybe even an echoing call that reverberates around this dark ocean. Alki?
Fuck me running. I was right. I think all of you see Ahti freeze and the head tilt down with the thing in her hands. Cogs, and it's Troyan's voice. Cogs,
Yes, Troyan.
how many timelines has my dead wife come back?
It is a non-zero number.
Great.
And I think gasping through this connection, Marina's voice says, I can't live outside.
Stop
to-
trying to kill us then.
You have to put me back or I'll die.
You have to promise not to kill us.
Of course. I promise.
Troyan,
What?
do you think that that thing knows who we are? Do you think that any entity like you possesses any more or less prescience as to who its dead wife is?
I think you watch a hand reach out and grab the butcher angel by where the neck should be and pull it down to its knees. I don't know, Zeus. Are you still in there?
You don't receive a reply by any means. The gasping, though, intensifies, and Marina's voice again, please. Not like this, please.
How much prescience did you have in Ahti's subconscious, Troyan?
We made a deal. I had a lot.
Do you think that same deal could have been extended to anyone else?
Depends on who. Yeah, it's possible.
Ahti's a very reasonable beast, Troyan. Comparatively, I'm just asking you to consider the fact that if Marina knew you were out there, what it did to Grace and to Tolu.
I can explain everything if I'm alive.
Chief, Grace,
What's going on in there?
this is my dead wife.
I'm sorry,
What?
what?
Yeah. Chief, you remember Marina Troy?
I buried a box, but yes.
Troy,
Do I put her back in the hole? Let it potentially attack us again, or what?
Troy, and you feel the life starting to quickly fade. The gasping and the begging and the crying is getting louder and worse.
If that's your dead wife, is she like you?
We don't have
She's
time
not
to
going to be for much
discuss this.
longer. Yes or no?
I'm
Please.
going to. As the commanding officer, I'm going to make this one call, and I'm going to make this call right now. You know best in this case. Do whatever you want to do. I will stand by it.
Grace, keep Tolu away from her, and I shove her back in.
All right. You shove Marina back into this, back into the shell of the butcher angel, back into the container, and almost immediately as she makes contact, the surface the surface of the butcher angel starts to sort of move and roil once again, and the excuse me, sorry, I'm dealing with cat stuff. Starts to shift and move and roil once again. And she says, across the comms, and it's that same sort of like inhuman, raspy voice that says, "Thank you."
I rip the wings off.
Before you can do that, there is going to be, because you rolled mixed success on a desperate positioning, there is going to be a potential consequence that you have to face. And in this case, as she says, "Thank you," there is a split second, not enough time for you to react, Grace, as the massive sword that has been kind of spreading over the surface of ocean the spread kind of like retracts back into the blade, reforms into that long blade, and the blade itself goes flying out of ocean and directly into the outstretched hand of the butcher angel, who is going to turn and in one fluid motion catch the sword and slash it directly across you, Ahti.
Fuck.
The consequence is level 3. It has nothing to do with how physically hurt you are. The harm that you are going to be resisting, if you want to resist it, if you don't want to take it, it's going to be heartbroken.
Oh, I've been heartbroken before in this game. It's fine.
That's fair, though. Like, total.
Literally over the same woman. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So you can try to resist that. You can take it.
Yeah.
Potentially, you could use armor.
How do I use my armor to?
Transcendence, you can use one bit of armor to... Oh, shoot. I don't remember.
Yeah, because I just have, like, the armor thing ticked. I don't know.
You
get
get
the
one...
armor ticked.
You
Yeah.
shouldn't have it ticked yet.
Okay. I may
Because
have
you haven't
not.
used it. You haven't used it since you transcended, right?
Yeah, no.
No.
Okay, so now I would tick it.
Yes, now you would tick it, and I said I'm scrolling when I'm flipping pages. Welcome to the internet age. And of course, that's not the right page, so it's fine. We know how to play this game.
Swipe it to Lou.
Have armor against physical harm. That's what I thought. Special armor sometimes applies to non-physical harm, but you have to have something that specifically says that you can use special armor to resist something.
Okay.
So in that case, if you want to resist this, basically what you would be doing is rolling one of your attributes. In this case, it's despair or heartbreak, so you'd be rolling with moon.
Anything in moon.
You can still roll it.
Is it
Basically-
2d6 to take the lower?
Well, yeah, here's the risk, right? And I'll let you know what's up front here. So when you reduce or avoid the consequence, you take 6 stress minus your highest die result. And if you're rolling 2d6, you take the lower of the two. You take 6 minus whatever you roll in stress. Or you take the harm, and then you don't have to worry about eclipsing, potentially.
Yeah, because I've only got 2 dudes before I risk eclipsing.
So that's the real question here is, are we taking bad harm that's going to take a long time to heal, or are we risking eclipsing?
Tolu is not in her mech.
Yep.
And my impulse is calculating. I don't think she'd risk it. I think I'm just going to take the harm. I think I have to.
Okay.
Will,
Yes.
a level 3 harm for a level 3 harm.
Go on.
Cogs tried to warn her,
Yep.
and this timeline is officially a lost cause.
Ooh, okay. Okay, all right. Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Okay, interesting. Level 3 harm. You got your Traveler's Despair, so you want to take another instance of
Yeah, I'm
Traveler's
gonna
Despair.
take a level 3 of Traveler's Despair plus my
Okay.
level 2 Traveler's
Plus your
Despair.
level 2 Traveler's Despair.
Jesus
Cogs are
Christ.
going through it all the time.
Wow. All right. Yeah, you want to try to do this? Then I'm down. I need you to tell me what it looks like. What do we see happening? We'll say just real quick, time kind of slows down. All of you hear this sort of mocking voice. You heard Marina through the Butcher Angel voice say thank you, and then in a more mocking tone, lover, as the sword flew back into the Butcher Angel's hand, and then the Butcher Angel pivots, slashes at Ahti at like point blank range. Cogs, in that moment that you choose to do this, what are you doing?
I think there is a deep, deep look of regret at having to do this to Antivorta again, as their hand moves to the lever that they used to jump. And they just go, one more time.
Okay.
And it is instantaneous. It's time travel. The moment is simply swapped places.
Before we do anything else, before we resolve this, your relationship to the person you save is different in this timeline. And they will tell you how.
I'm thinking. I have a bad idea.
Now kiss.
In front of my wife. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Timeline's different.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. But consider this is the one instance where I'm still aware of the previous timeline and I know what you fucking did.
Interesting.
Because the last time this happened, Tolu wasn't aware.
Rules as written, I don't think you are.
Yeah.
But if you want the way your relationship to have changed, the way you want your relationship with Cogs to be different is that you do remember.
Yeah.
I'm open to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm open to that.
So I think what happens is you do this and I think Ahti like looks to where Cogs is a split second before Cogs is actually there.
And we're gonna have to rewind a
Yeah.
bit farther back because there are different things happening in this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna narrate is Ahti,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of explode out of the back of the Butcher Angel, that spot between the shoulder blades, holding this cocoon of being, of vital energy in your hands. And the rest of you see this happening. Cogs, you kind of like come into that self-awareness. There's that disorientation. There's that traveler's despair, that feeling of despair, of like, this is a shot in the dark, right? And you might have just made things so much worse. Who can say?
the bags under their eyes get deeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I haven't put Marina back in yet.
For some reason, you have this memory, like it belongs to someone else, but it's in your head, of holding Marina in your hand, of remembering Marina and hearing that voice call out to you. And from where you are still buried in that ocean of Ahti, Troyan, you hear a voice, a familiar voice, call out to you. You hear Reed say, Troyan?
Chief, Grace. Cogs, I know what you fucking did.
I had to.
What could have handled a little heartbreak? It's Reed. It's Reed, and I don't know if he'll try and kill us if I save him, but he's
He
gonna
will.
die if we don't. Might try and kill me.
Listen,
Do we?
you got what is the threat here? What's going on?
Ahti and I have a deal, partnership. He's like me now, but I don't know how strong the Leviathan that got him is.
Don't put me back. Don't put me back in that thing.
What
How
are we
connected
doing?
are you, Reed? How connected are you?
I would rather die than go back. And it doesn't feel the same way that it did.
With Marina.
It doesn't feel like he is actively dying in your hands because he is not inside of this thing. He feels weakened. He feels like he is, very, very drained, but he doesn't feel like he cannot survive. Maybe it'll just be a slower death. It's hard to say, but
Will.
Yeah.
Can I stick him inside Ahti?
with you or instead
Yeah,
of you?
with me. And have Ahti eat the remaining goo around him, and then he just kind of
Ooh.
piggyback with me on the way home. Is
Interesting.
that a bad idea, guys? It feels like a bad idea.
Logan loves it.
It's
I think it's great.
it's
That's
better
all
than
that
sticking him
matters.
back in that thing.
This is getting so messy. I love it so much.
Yeah. Amazing. All right. So you're shoving Reed inside of Ahti with you.
Yeah.
All right. I have not been keeping track of your transcendent actions, but I think you did get at least one for free. I'm not really going
Yeah, I
to worry
did.
about it in this moment, but
Okay.
what action do
Do
you
those
want this to
reset
be?
at the end of every mission, by
the
the way?
transcendent track?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unless you
Okay.
eclipse.
Okay.
Yeah.
cool.
I think there's
Then,
also a Fallout option, but I don't
Okay.
think we got that on the last
Okay.
mission. It doesn't matter.
I forgot to untick those boxes, so I am at 2. So I have
Cool.
2 more.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you have this thing in your hand and you go and almost robotically, with like, the movements are now very jerky because again, that sort of liquid state has solidified, but that bony clawed hand from the Butcher Angel is going to like shoot out and grab Achi's wrist as you are trying to move and strain against you. And I need to know what action you want to take against it.
I got to do flow again because it's what I got.
Okay.
It's what I got. I've only got 1 dice in it. Okay.
Good March
I will,
Strikes.
I will burn one of my 2 remaining Troyans to give you a die.
Okay.
Just a note with links disappear at the end of the mission, so
Yes,
please
yeah,
burn.
it's
Yep.
use
Okay.
them or don't
Okay.
use them. Give me
That's why
1
I'm
second
using them
before
now.
you roll, actually. Give me 1 second
Oh,
before you roll.
fuck me running. Don't tell me that, Will.
I just want to look up one thing.
It's not
Everyone
terrifying when
know?
you say that or anything.
I
Not
said
at
at the
all.
beginning of this episode, everything and everybody would be fine.
I'm fine. I'm so fine.
He
This is
just
my
offered us a
fine
dead
face.
wife. He
Technically,
just
what
put
I
a
was
dead
letting you
wife
know-
in the game.
Technically, what I was trying to communicate was that even though it's going to look like awful things are happening to Tolu, she's going to be okay.
Yeah, pretty
But,
much. Tolu's
um,
fine. Grace is the
Tolu
best
is
friend
fine.
ever.
All right.
Carrying Tolu around like a Yoda backpack.
I protect.
As long as Cogs never ruins that friendship, I think we'll be okay, right?
I will offer you a poison promise
For a third dice.
for a third dice.
What's the promise? What do I got?
And you might not take it, and that's okay. But the
Okay.
poison promise on this, if you want a third die, is that this is a one-way trip. If you put Reed inside of Ati, then you are both bonded with Ati.
Well then.
That's pretty good.
I like that a lot.
There's a lot of poison in that promise. That's pretty good.
But you could save his life in this moment with a third die.
Specifically Reed and not the thing attached to him. I want
Yeah.
to make clear. Okay.
There's nothing attached to him right now. But I think
He
you
doesn't-
know enough from your own experiences that it being separated from one of these things, one of these types of engines, these goo creatures like Ati, like presumably the Butcher Angel, is that death is not a question of if. Death is a question of when. It could be slow. It could be slow over time, or it could happen immediately, the way it looked like it was going to happen with Marina. But in Reed's case, it seems like it might be on the slower end, but without an engine to bond to, it doesn't seem like he's going to survive.
Because he's fresh to it and he's not been in it as long as me and Marina would have. You know what? Fuck it, we ball. Let's take that poison promise for that third promise.
All right, roll those 3 dice.
Oh my
Yippee.
gosh. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll them one at a time.
Okay.
I'm so excited for this.
I rolled a
The
6.
messier we are, the messier
that's
it
a
gets.
6.
I rolled a 1.
That's a 1.
I rolled another 1.
Jeez.
Not 2 6s though. Not 2
Not
6s.
2 sixes,
and
just one
and you
six.
did get a 6. You did get a 6.
Yeah, I did get a 6.
Good thing you took that poison
Yeah.
promise, because
Yeah.
2 of those
Yeah.
D6s could have been 1s again. You wrench your hand away from the clawing grasp of the Butcher Angel, which crumbles into dust as you do so, and you push Reed into into Ati's chest. It opens up to accept him in. Are you in like the same cocoon now, or are you in like 2 separate pockets inside of Ati's body? I'll leave that
Has
up to you.
anyone read Iron Widow?
I don't think so.
Oh, you guys you gotta read Iron Widow.
Logan, you are
Logan,
muted.
you're muted.
I'm muted. You should see the things. I said yes.
Yes. Okay. You know the yin yang like double pilot thing? It becomes okay, so in Iron Widow the mechs are piloted by a double pilot system where they're essentially holding on to each other. And so I will big spoon Reed.
Okay. All right, yeah. Yeah, big cheese, little cheese, as we say on
Big
this
cheese,
stream.
little cheese.
Right, yeah.
But it's not. You're not using it right. It's it's like an affectation for someone, you know.
Yeah, for Reed. He's the
Reed
he's
is
the,
Well,
yeah,
cheese.
we
He's
would
the
we
little
would
cheese.
call because no, that's rude. It's rude to call someone little cheese.
I'm being
Well.
very rude to Reed right now by calling this
Yeah.
an Iron Widow thing. I need you to know that I'm being a little rude to Reed right now.
Tryan's also being
Well.
very big cheese in this moment, I think.
That's not.
So-
It's Maron.
Feeling that cheese.
All
Okay.
right, cool. Yeah, all right, cool. So you're like spooning each other. He's tucked away safely inside of Ati. The Butcher Angel is still like clawing for him. Like that arm crumbled away to dust. The remaining one, the one that like is I will say in this moment, the same thing happens that you see Grace, where the sword kind of retracts back into its own blade and flies out of Ocean's midsection and back into the remaining hand of the Butcher Angel, and it is going to it's clearly intending to keep trying to kill Troyan, because this is a two-way street, right? Like Reed can't survive without this thing in theory. You've maybe loopholed that, but it can't survive without a living thing to bond to. So it's just trying desperately to get Reed back. And so its intention is clearly to fight on. It is not at anywhere near its full capacity.
Yeah. I think Troyan will shout out in this moment. And for you guys, you haven't heard Troyan yet. You've only heard Ahti thus far. And you hear Troyan go, kill it, keep it away from Ocean, keep it away from Tolu, kill it.
Would anybody like the spotlight?
I feel like this is a Cogs moment, honestly.
I feel like this is a Cogs.
Cogs is incapacitated, friends. Cogs took a level 3 harm.
Incapacitated.
No,
You just
No.
need
Sorry,
help.
they need help.
you need help. Oh, okay, that's fair. Then instead, hey, Grace, why don't you do the thing?
Okay.
You got the big, tiger mech.
Yeah. So Tiger Himbo Dangun is gonna fly, like, notice obviously that Cogs needs an assist, and is gonna like drop the backpack and like do like a heave and then like go assist Cogs. However, I don't know. Let me shoot back up. I'd say
I'll take one stress to assist you as well, so you'll get an extra die.
thank
So
you.
are you going to try to destroy this thing that almost killed your friend?
Ooh, I could, but I was thinking about helping Cogs so that Cogs could go destroy the thing.
Cogs is technically not going to be able to do that until the level 3 harm is no longer level 3 harm. That's going to take some doing.
Okay, so then
So-
I'll go I'll just like angry punch it, like screaming the whole time.
Oh yeah, we did get an anime scream.
Yes.
Incredible. Yeah. What do you want to roll for that? You are transcended.
I am. So I have perceive, analyze, and flow.
Flow could work. That's probably the one that makes the most sense to me. Like, this is
Yeah.
a little bit of a defy situation, but you don't have any dots in that. I think flow works.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's one die, and then you have the second one from Chief marking off a stress to assist you. You could push yourself to, or sorry, you already rolled. Never mind.
Yeah. I got 2 2s.
Okay. All right. That is okay. You're not at a risky position, or sorry, you're not at a desperate position. You're definitely more in the risky area. I mean, yeah, there's really only one option here, which is that you fly towards this thing screaming, haul back at that big tiger person mech fist, slam it into the Butcher Angel's midsection, and it is going to almost immediately take on more of its prior liquid state as it starts trying to climb desperately up Dangun's arm. It's just fighting for what passes for its life at this point. You're not taking harm from this, but I think the consequence is going to be a lost opportunity, which you all can try to resist if you want. I guess, Grace, in this case, you would be the one resisting it. Or we can just accept it moving forward, which is that you might not be able to hurt the Butcher Angel without also hurting Dangun and Grace, and possibly even Tolu, since you're still, since you've got the backpack on. If you want to try to resist that consequence, we can roll one of your attributes.
Okay. I want to try to resist it.
Okay, cool. So that's going to result in you
Is there,
taking...
wait. Wait, is there a bad consequence if I don't resist it? Like if I fail a roll in not resisting it, or is it the same as if I don't do anything?
So you resist the consequence, but you do take stress for resisting the consequence.
That's
so
fine.
you're almost certainly going to take some amount of stress, but you are almost certainly going to make the situation better than the one that you're facing, outside of like a really bad roll.
Don't say it. Don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud.
I think this is also going to be, it doesn't really matter because you have 1 dot in each of your attributes, but I think we're going to call this Sun. We're resisting consequences from violence and fear.
Okay.
So 1 die unless somebody has a link with Grace that they can spend. Actually, Tolu still has one. So let's do that.
Okay. Okay. I got a 6 and a 4.
All right. 6 is all you need.
Yes.
So you do manage to resist it, and you would take 6 stress minus your highest die result, and you got a 6, so you take 0 stress.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not a critical because that would be 2 6s, and then you get to clear a stress, but you're not taking any more stress. So how do you think you are resisting this as this thing is kind of trying to like inch its way, like consume your fist and try to start climbing the body of your engine?
I just picture Vegeta for some reason, like
Interesting.
fist, thing climbing, him getting very upset
Right.
naturally, and just start like Kamehameha yelling
Okay.
until like he just starts like flexing his muscles so hard that it like
Yeah, you just kind
starts
of
like yeah.
channeling
tiger.
channeling divine energy into the arm of your engine.
And it's like bulking
Cool.
up to the point where it makes it very difficult for the thing to keep
Hell
going.
yeah. Hell yeah. Regular Vegeta or Twink Vegeta? Important question
Twink Vegeta.
for all you
That's
Blooming Blade
big.
listeners out there.
Don't cramp my style.
Hell yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, you kind of like charge up this like glowing golden energy around Dangun's closed fist, and it recoils from that light. It pulls back almost with like an unearthly screech across your comms, even though it's like not, even though there's nobody inside of it in this moment. Does anybody else want to try to destroy the Butcher Angel?
Power of friendship.
I want to. Okay. Time to spotlight Chief. Chief is seeing
Yeah.
his team get
Yes.
fucking wrecked
True.
emotionally, physically, getting covered in goo. And that's not good for him. So here's what I'm gonna do. I think A&W goes wild, and the two heads, the jackal and the wolf, start howling somehow in space. The sound can be heard, and he says, "Get off my kids!" And I am going to have him full claws out, both heads latching forward at this thing, try to rip it off. I'm going to defy, and because I want this to work, I'm going to push myself. I will, after this, figure out what the result will be, but I have eclipsed.
Oh,
So-
okay. All right. I love that. I love that. I'm going to say. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to say that this is sentimental for sure. So you don't have to spend a transcendent action. You can mark XP
Yep.
also.
Yep.
But it is not clever.
No,
so you don't get the extra
I'm going
die for
full wild. I'm
Yeah.
actually really goes against my playbook to be this directly violent, so I kind of love this. So
Yeah.
we'll see. First, we'll see
Yeah.
the result of me trying to rip this thing to shreds, wolf head and jackal head and claws.
that. So happy.
Okay, good news. 6 and a 4. So we'll take the 6.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We will take the 6.
And yeah, you just see the mech slowly like pull piece after piece, throwing it back behind him into space, hopefully tearing it off of Dungan and like get everyone safe.
I was going to
Um,
say, just so you know, with a 6, you are ending this. So go ham with the description. Do whatever you
Yeah,
want to do.
so it is like a full like You have never seen Chief this aggressive. In most instances, Chief just hangs in the back. You can see this is like a full Eva Berserk moment for those of you who have seen Eva. The two heads are both chowing down one piece at a time from the top of this headless angel, slowly going down towards its torso until it's nothing but just like a standing pelvis as it has covered in viscera and like howling into the death of like the depths of the night.
Incredible. And in the aftermath, I think Troyan Reed screams inside of Ahti. He can't help it. He's kind of clutching at his head and screaming. You don't have to roll anything, but are you offering him any comfort or anything?
I'll just kind of whisper. I'll make sure comms are not connected, and I'll just but like in the weird like stereo of Ahti and Alki talking and go, Reed, just let Ahti in. Let Ahti in, and the screaming will stop. Just let him in. And then and Ahti's like, let me in. The screaming will stop. Let me in. You know.
There's a moment where Reed has been fighting this because he doesn't want to be bonded to another one of these things. He doesn't want that to go back to that life. He begged you not to put him back into the Butcher Angel, but he can't take it anymore. And he gives in, and the screaming does stop. He just sort of, his body goes limp. He loses consciousness. And like you promised, all too soon, it is over. The Butcher Angel, pieces of it sort of fill the immediate space. There's no real atmosphere to speak of on this dead planet. So it's just like bits of this like kind of like rapidly dissolving soft stone, almost clay, just floating all around you. But it is calm and it is quiet.
Can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely, please.
Well, I did that. Hooray. I just also rolled for Eclipse. And I'm going to narrate what happens. My shining example is not enough. This world is rotten to its core, corrupted by those too weak-willed to follow even the simplest of rules. The code has been breached, and everything must be met with uncompromising justice. I will punish all of those until they repent, and I have eclipsed.
Fuck yeah.
I got a 1, so yeah.
Oh, damn.
Incredible.
So many
Incredible.
ones tonight, y'all.
To that end, I would like to tack one thing onto that.
Mm-hmm.
Chief, as you stand there, as you are in A&W, trying to catch your breath from everything that just happened, from this burst of violence, from these feelings that are growing inside of you, you realize that the rest of the group is keeping their distance from you. No one's saying anything, and at first you think maybe it's just because of that burst of violence, that savagery that came out of you that none of them have ever seen before. Then you look down and you realize that A&W is holding the Butcher Angel's sword. It feels good.
Mm.
It feels like something that you could use to punish with uncompromising justice.
You can see from within Chief's cockpit, his eyes are wide and shaking. And then just suddenly a deep... Let's do this. And the sword whips the goo off of it, and he full Buster sword, puts it on A&W's back, securing it with only the gods know how. We're going home.
And what are you gonna do when you get there, Chief?
The only thing that matters. Get justice
For who?
for everyone.
Okay.
Good. You help Carmente limp back to the Citadel ship, to the Delphi. Grace, you carry Ocean on your, Tolo on your back. You can bring the non-functioning Ocean as well, kind of just pulling her behind you. And Troyan, you have Reed with everyone alongside you. You head back to the Delphi. And I think before we go any further, we should figure out our fallout. What awaits you back at the Delphi when you arrive. So,
Bullet point 1, Odin is Engie.
He's going to be so mad
So
at us
mad.
for bringing Reed back.
Why
Maybe.
do you be angry, guys? Why do you think that?
Yeah, you brought back another pilot, and we need
He's just a
this.
grumpy man.
Golden Boy back.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. So during Fallout, the adversary track automatically advances by one segment, followed by one for each of the following. The adversary's agenda moved forward. That sure did happen. Someone fell into eclipse or was killed by or defected to the adversary. That sure did happen. The protagonists came closer to their destiny as established during our session 0. What do we think about that one?
What was our destiny again?
I mean, your
It's been a minute.
destiny.
Says what did we say?
I'm looking.
I'm not sure that we recorded it or that there was a space to record it, but I mean, the destiny was essentially to give your lives in protection of the Delphi, because
I wrote down
this is a war you cannot win, that you'll continue to fight, essentially.
tragic heroes.
Yes, exactly. So I think, I mean, I'm going to say no on that one, because this was a pretty decisive victory on paper to fight, despite you got Reed back. You beat one of the most dangerous things that you faced to date. No one died, even though some people came pretty close. So I'm gonna say that one does not apply. I'm gonna say that we are advancing the adversary track, the Leviathan track, 3 times. And it's fine, don't worry about it. And then now we make our Fallout roll. I roll dice equal to the current investigation tier, which in this case is the readiness tier, and then I consult the chart in our playset. So let's see here. Fallout, readiness is currently tier 2, so 2 dice. All right.
No. Why do you make that sound?
I don't know what you mean. During this also, everybody erases all stress from their sheet unless you've eclipsed. You do not erase stress or reset your armor or transcendent track. And erase all your links and reset your transcendent tracks and your armor spending. And I just need to get over here. Perfect. Our Fallout. We are in tier 3. Perfect. Above the table, because because that is how we do things with the Girl by Moonlight.
Mhm.
I rolled a 1 and a 3. We are in the third tier of Fallout because the Leviathan track, the adversary track, is in tier 3 currently.
Great.
1 to 3, a Leviathan infiltrates the Bastion.
Fuck.
That's pretty perfect. And I think
like
that... Sorry?
I said I like that so
Yeah.
much.
I'm gonna
Yep.
take your sword away. It's in the sword.
Just really quick. I know you're trying to wrap this up, Will, but I need to let everyone else know because this is how the game works. The only way I can get out of Eclipse is when someone shows me something pure and beautiful. Otherwise, I'm on a full crusade. So
Like the power of friendship?
sure,
Like tater tots.
sure.
Like tater tots in exchange for the power of friendship?
Maybe. I just want to put that out there that you said, you're gonna stop me, take my sword. I'm on a crusade. A and W, Wet is a god of hunting.
Yeah.
Yep. They sure are. Current value rounding up. All right. And the last thing that happens during the Fallout phase is that the readiness track drops to half of its current value rounding up. So we have 4 ticks on the readiness track in tier 1.
Okay.
We are in tier 3 for the Leviathans, but the last Bastion also in tier 3. So we're doing real good with that.
Kind of kicking ass on the last basket.
Kind of kicking ass on that. And that, as you limp your way back to the Delphi with a silent, almost a dangerously, concerningly silent chief at your helm, at your lead, is where we are going to end this episode of God Complex.
Yeah.
Well done, everybody. Good session. Great job. We played some Girl by Moonlight tonight. We sure did.
We sure did play some Girl by
We sure did
Moonlight.
play some Girl by Moonlight.
Why do
God.
I always let you do this?
I love this game. Like both the game Girl by Moonlight, but everyone in this. This is
Yes.
so fun. This
Yes,
is so fun.
I had a blast. I had a blast, and I hope all of you did too, and I hope everybody watching had a blast. And now I think it's probably time for us to go around and everybody say who you are, what you got going on, where people can find you. We'll finish with JT so that JT can tell you about Entropy Emporium stuff. Entropy Enstorium is what I almost said.
Close enough.
So, hell yeah. Hi, I'll go first. My name is Will. I was your storyteller this evening. You can find me on, I guess, Blue Sky mostly these days at a Will M Scream if you want to. I don't have a ton coming up tomorrow night. That's not exactly true. Tomorrow night, Sunday night, I will be over at Live from the Apocalypse, the not-for-profit charity TTRPG studio that I co-founded, where we will be live recording an episode of our Masked Actual Play podcast, Academy H, probably a couple episodes, but that is where we do that. We do that live on Twitch over at Live from the Apocalypse, and then Monday I will be back here on Entropy Emporium running the final session of The Fall of the Ashen Throne, the political intrigue 5e game that I've been running for a minute. We're going to find out what happened to the royal family and what is happening moving forward for our bold Crownsguard Knights. We do a bunch of other stuff. Most of it is over at Live from the Apocalypse. But the only other thing that I probably need to plug at the moment is that normally every other Saturday morning, we play Class Reunion, a 5e isekai homebrew about a group of high school students from Ohio who've been trapped in a fantasy world for 10 years. Our good friend Q, who is one of those players, is going to be taking the month of March off, which means that in its interim, I'm going to be running a 2-session game of Grimoire Punk, which if you're not familiar, I'm going to cough. Hold on. Excuse me. Which, if you're not familiar with, is a system that JT introduced me to, and that I just immediately fell in love with it, and I wasn't able to stop thinking about it. That's going to be called Grims with an exclamation point instead of an I and a Z at the end. We're going to be in the 90s stealing spells from wizards who don't deserve them. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be March 8th and then March 22nd, I want to say. Yep, I was correct. Over on Live from the Apocalypse. Anyway, that's it for me, Cass.
Hello, I'm Cass. I was Troyan, Ati, and Daki all at once. And let's see, what have I got going on? Saturday, we begin the 3-part finale of Path of the Fates, the Star Wars game playing over on Tales from the Table Studios. It's gonna be fine. When we determined that when you're basically a god, being quote bad with a lightsaber is relative, so this is going to be fine. And yeah, and then you will see me we're gonna start wrapping Redacted up over on Live from the Apocalypse, so we got a little fun schedule going on in March with that, but you can find me over on Redacted on alternating Thursdays with this game. And yeah, I've got some stuff coming up this summer, so yeah, keep an eye out on my Blue Sky and I'll be announcing things. So yeah, who's next?
That would be Logan, since Izzy's not here.
Hello, hi. This time I didn't mute myself. So my name is Logan. You can catch me most places on the internet as Hollow Orange. You can catch me here every other Thursday, where I am now Angry Dad. This is how things go. Otherwise, you can also catch me on Bloom and Blight, where it's another Girl by Moonlight game where I play Wolfsbane. That also releases on Thursdays, funny enough. I think the newest episode just came out today, so you can really keep up. We are giving you all the Girl by Moonlight. Additionally, I am a member of Apochromatic Unlimited, an all POC TTRPG collective, where we are working to raise the voice of POC creators within the TTRPG space. It is Black History Month if you haven't been paying attention, and if you haven't, I can't with you right now. Please. Tomorrow is the last day of Black History Month, of course, and we have a series of games that we're doing on our channel and a couple other channels, and we are raising money for Black Girls Rock. We already actually smashed our goal of $1,000 for this month, so we're just trying to get to an additional goal. We raised it to 1,500. We are so close. So please tune in tomorrow. Check out the Apochromatic Blue Sky. We have the schedule listed there, where you can watch games, when you can watch games, and yeah, please. We would greatly appreciate if you guys would, send some love our way and help Black Girls Rock as an organization, help Black girls in America, achieve more. I think that's everything that I have going on. I have other things going on, but there's nothing actionable yet. Don't worry about it yet.
And Jen?
Hi, I'm Jen /Youngles, and I play a hot mess in almost every game I'm in. I am mostly on Blue Sky nowadays. I do like announcements other places, but if you want to like actually interact with my deep thoughts, you can go to my TikTok, where I just spout out to the void. That's fun. I have a couple games coming out that I can't really talk about, but just know that I ordered Vampire Teeth that is showing up at my house on Monday. So yeah.
That is important and relevant information for me personally. And JT.
Hello, I'm JT. If you remember from the top, I am Entropy. This is my Emporium. We have a whole host of fun, cool stuff going on this channel. I'm just going to start front to back. As Will mentioned, Mondays, bi-weekly, for like a couple more, I think. I don't know how many more. We have Fall of the Ashen Throne.
This is it.
This is it? That's the finale? Oh my god. Never mind. Just next Monday. Catch it while you can. Every other Tuesday, including next Tuesday, we have They Call Us Villains. It is our Horror Masks actual play AP run by JD from over on LFTA, another very good friend of ours from there. Every other Thursday is this. You saw it already, and you know to come back in 2 Thursdays for more. Every other Friday, including tomorrow, is a 5e actual play called The Weird Wild Tour that is run by me. It is a wonderful cast. We're all very, very excited. Things are starting to kick up and get into the groove of things, so that's going to be very fun. This Saturday only, you can catch, I think, 2 Entropy streams in one day. The first one at noon is going to be the finale of our Invisible Sun show, Blooming in the Rot, which got postponed. It is very fun. I play the nicest guy on Earth in that one. And then in the evening, you can catch Kian and JD playing Godkiller Desecration, which is a new show. I believe this is their 3rd episode. As for what you have to look forward to, sometime in the future, depending on the current rate of production, we are going to have a new actual play come out. It is a shonen themed actual play. It is some of the best theatrics and set design I've ever seen for an actual play so far, especially a live one. That is going to be called Star Shard. It is going to be run by me and casted by a few people, maybe even at this table. Other than that, you can find me bi-weekly Wednesdays on High Shelf Collective, running Beacons of Farlight. It is a post-apocalyptic, you get the drill. It's 40k inspired, sort of. It's my doomed Yuri show. There's Yuri and they are doomed. So come check that out next Wednesday when it goes live. Other than that, I think we are going to go ahead. I didn't look for raid targets. Oh my goodness. I will take raid recommendations if there are any.
Folk and Myth is streaming.
Folk and Myth is streaming, so we'll just rip it. We'll rip a recommendation there, a raid there. Stick around.
I do believe they are closing out though.
Well, everybody's closing out at this point.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll see if we can get over there. All right, thanks everybody.
We'll
Bye.
beat them to the punch. Bye.
Bye.